A vibrant London street teems with life, horse-drawn carriages weaving through crowds of vendors. Amidst the urban hustle, the old curiosity shop stands, a quaint, cluttered haven of secrets. Sunlight glints off the shop's window, revealing a tantalizing glimpse of curiosities within. The air buzzes with chatter and commerce, a symphony of city sounds enveloping the shop. Passers-by cast curious glances, drawn to the shop's enigmatic allure amidst the bustling street. Sunlight filters into a cluttered curiosity shop, illuminating dust motes dancing among the strange and fascinating objects. Nell, a young girl, moves with youthful energy amidst the aged artifacts, her eyes reflecting the shop's mysteries. Her grandfather, an elderly man, his face etched with time, attends to his work, surrounded by the echoes of forgotten stories. The shop itself is a labyrinth of history, a silent witness to countless tales, each object whispering secrets to those who listen. Nell pauses, her gaze drawn to a peculiar object, a spark of curiosity igniting within her as she reaches out to touch the unknown. Moonlight paints the curiosity shop in shades of gray, dust motes suspended like tiny stars. In a cluttered room, Nell sleeps peacefully, unaware of the shadows gathering. Her grandfather stirs, a silent struggle behind his aged eyes as he awakens. He watches Nell, a flicker of concern crossing his face in the dim light. Secretly, carefully, he rises, each movement a testament to his age and purpose. He shuffles toward the door, a clandestine mission etched in every deliberate step. In the smoky gambling den, gas lamps flicker, casting long shadows across the tense faces gathered around the tables. Grandfather sits hunched over the table, his face a mask of concentration and growing despair under the dim light. Cards scatter like fallen leaves, mirroring the dwindling piles of chips before him, each loss a visible blow. His brow furrows deeper with each hand, and a slight tremor betrays the desperation gripping him as he reaches for another chip. Desperation etches itself into every line of his face, a stark testament to the escalating stakes and mounting losses. Sunlight streams through dusty windows, illuminating antique toys and forgotten treasures in the old curiosity shop. Nell stands with worried eyes before her grandfather, the air heavy with unspoken tension and mounting dread. Grandfather avoids Nell's gaze, his trembling hands fiddling with a tarnished silver locket, a symbol of secrets. "Grandfather, I saw the ledger," Nell says, her voice tight. "The amount. It's significant. What happened?" Dim light casts long shadows in the old curiosity shop, dust-laden relics whispering forgotten stories. Daniel Quilp enters, his twisted figure and predatory eyes instantly darkening the somber mood. A moneylender arrives with ill intent. His gaze sweeps greedily across the room, calculating and cold. Quilp's gaze settles on the grandfather clock, a silent promise of impending doom hanging in the air. Quilp arrives to collect a debt. A narration hints at the looming financial threat. Sunlight stabs through dusty air, illuminating a shop crammed with forgotten treasures and lurking shadows. Quilp, a figure of grotesque delight, circles Nell and her grandfather, his presence a suffocating threat. Nell's eyes, wide and reflecting the shop's dimness, betray her rising fear. She stands as a fragile shield, a determined protector before her aged grandfather. The air hangs thick with anticipation, each tick of the shop's old clocks amplifying the unspoken tension. On a dimly lit London street, Nell and her grandfather hurry, their figures shrouded in shadow and their faces etched with determination. Clutching worn bags, they secretly flee the old curiosity shop, leaving behind the familiar comfort. Each step is driven by the urgent need to escape Quilp's clutches, their pursuer. The dark alleyways of London offer a fragile cloak of anonymity as they press on. Under the vast sky, Nell and her grandfather trudge along a long, winding countryside road. Dust swirls around their worn shoes with each weary step, a testament to their arduous journey. The sun beats down relentlessly, casting long shadows that stretch and distort their figures. Their faces, etched with lines of fatigue and hunger, tell a silent story of hardship. Each breath is a visible effort, a reminder of the physical toll the road demands. Despite their exhaustion, they continue forward, driven by an unspoken resolve. Nell and her grandfather arrive at a small village, the buildings weathered and worn under the harsh sun. Dust swirls around their feet as they walk, their figures stark against the simple backdrop. The villagers watch from their doorways, faces etched with suspicion and guarded curiosity. Eyes narrow as Nell and her grandfather pass, the silence heavy with unspoken questions. An old woman clutches her shawl tighter, her gaze following Nell and her grandfather's every move. The air crackles with distrust, every shadow seeming to hold a hidden threat. In the dim, run-down village inn, Nell sits beside her grandfather, the common room a cacophony of drunken revelry. Rickety wooden tables are surrounded by boisterous guests, tankards of ale sloshing in the smoky air. The air hangs heavy with stale beer and the scent of unwashed bodies, a pungent aroma filling the inn. Nell's youthful face is etched with discomfort, a stark contrast to the merriment around her. Her eyes dart nervously around the room, seeking escape from the overwhelming sights and sounds. Across rolling hills awash with wildflowers, Nell and her grandfather journey onward, the very air alive with the promise of adventure. Nell's face lights up, a radiant smile reflecting the pure joy of their countryside trek. Grandfather points skyward, directing Nell's gaze to a soaring hawk, a silent guardian of their path. The hawk's shadow dances across the fields, a fleeting reminder of nature's grandeur. The air is thick with the scent of fresh earth and blossoms, a symphony of nature serenading their passage. Sunlight filters through ancient trees in the churchyard, dappling the weathered tombstones with light and shadow. Nell and her grandfather sit in quiet companionship, a serene picture against the backdrop of aged stone. An inexplicable sense of peace permeates the air, settling over the tranquil scene. The ancient churchyard exudes a palpable stillness, a sanctuary untouched by the outside world. Long shadows stretch across the grass, whispering tales of time and remembrance in the quiet churchyard. Moonlight carves through the gloom of the waxworks, revealing dust motes dancing in the air, thick with beeswax and thyme. Nell, young and diligent, polishes a glass case, its contents a gruesome effigy, reflecting the eerie light. Her grandfather, weathered and stooped, adjusts a flickering gas lamp, casting long, dancing shadows. Strange, eccentric characters drift through the dimly lit space, their faces briefly illuminated, each figure a silent observer in a tableau of wax and secrets, hidden within the heart of the night. Kit Nubbles strides down the road, his youthful face set with determination. He is resolved to aid Nell and her grandfather, a silent promise etched on his face. Each step reflects his unwavering commitment to protect them. The old curiosity shop fades behind him, his focus set on the journey ahead. In Quilp's dimly lit office, shadows dance across the cluttered space, hinting at the darkness within. Quilp paces restlessly, his grotesque figure a silhouette against the grimy windows. His twisted features contort, revealing the cruel thoughts swirling in his mind. Abruptly, he stops, a cruel smile spreading across his face, promising malice. Under the vast sky, Nell and her grandfather trudge wearily along the dusty road, their figures silhouetted against the horizon. A kind schoolmaster, tending his garden, looks up, his face etched with concern as he notices their disheveled state. "Good day to you both. You look like you've been traveling a long way. Are you all right?" the schoolmaster asks with gentle concern. Nell's voice, laced with exhaustion, confesses, We are a little lost, sir, and very tired." "Lost, are you? Well, you're welcome to rest here," the schoolmaster offers, his eyes reflecting genuine kindness. Grandfather's face lights up with relief. "Oh, sir, that is most generous of you. We would be eternally grateful." Inside the schoolhouse, Nell aids the schoolmaster under the warm glow of lamplight. Soft light fills the room, highlighting Nell's enjoyment of the intellectual ambiance. A palpable sense of warmth and camaraderie fills the cozy schoolhouse. Nell assists with quiet diligence, a subtle smile gracing her lips. The gentle lamplight enhances the pleasant companionship between Nell and the schoolmaster. Nell and her grandfather walk along the dusty road, their figures small against the vast, unforgiving landscape. They trudge onward, forced to leave the schoolhouse behind, their destination unknown. The sun beats down mercilessly, casting long, distorted shadows that dance with each weary step. A silent journey into the unknown, marked only by the relentless sun and the stretching shadows. Nell and her grandfather arrive at the edge of a grimy industrial town, the air thick with smoke and the scent of decay. Factories loom against the skyline, their silhouettes casting long shadows over the dilapidated streets. Poverty clings to every corner, etched into the faces of passers-by and the crumbling facades of buildings. A palpable sense of desperation hangs in the air, a heavy blanket smothering any hope amidst the industrial squalor. Inside the bustling factory, the air vibrates with the clang of machinery as Nell and her grandfather observe the relentless toil. Dust motes dance in the harsh light, illuminating the exhaustion etched on the workers' faces. Nell clutches her grandfather's hand, her young heart heavy with sympathy for the exploited. A deep sense of injustice washes over Nell as she witnesses the brutal reality of their working conditions. Nell and her grandfather turn their backs on the belching smokestacks, leaving the oppressive industrial town behind. Their figures, small against the sprawling landscape, begin their journey into the serene countryside. A shared determination etches lines on their faces, a silent promise of hope in their eyes. The vast, open fields welcome them, a stark contrast to the grim world they leave behind. Each step is a deliberate act of defiance, a quest for solace in nature's embrace. The air clears, and the weight on their shoulders seems to lighten with every stride towards the horizon. Sunlight bathes the Trent home, casting a warm glow over cherished family moments. A flashback begins, filled with love and laughter. Young Nell's radiant smile reflects the deep bond she shares with her parents, a trio inseparable in joy. Innocent games and playful banter fill the air, painting a portrait of idyllic family life. A tender embrace between Nell and her mother captures a moment of pure, unconditional love. Laughter echoes through the house as Nell's father shares a story, his eyes twinkling with affection. The sunlight fades slightly, hinting at the impending tragedy that will shatter this peaceful existence. Nell and her grandfather trudge along a dusty road, their figures small against the vast landscape. A brightly painted wagon rumbles into view, breaking the monotony of the journey. Mrs. Jarley's booming voice fills the air. "Well, hello there, I'm Mrs. Jarley, and who might you two be?" Mrs. Jarley offers, "How would you like to join my little show? A warm bed, good food, and a chance to see the world." The waxworks wagon rattles along the dark road, carrying Nell and her grandfather into the night. Inside, dim oil lamps cast eerie shadows on the silent, waiting figures. Nell carefully arranges wax figures, bringing notorious criminals and historical icons to a strange, still life. Mrs. Jarley surveys the scene, ensuring every detail is perfect for the night's spectacle. Her grandfather watches Nell, a mix of pride and deep worry etched on his weathered face. The distant sounds of a gathering crowd hint at the spectacle about to unfold. Nell and her grandfather arrive in a quaint village, their wagon laden with the promise of spectacle. Mrs. Jarley's waxworks emerge, colorful banners unfurling to beckon curious eyes. The villagers gather, their faces alight with anticipation as the stage is set. A performance is about to begin, drawing the village into a world of wax and wonder. In the flickering candlelight of the waxworks, Nell and her grandfather are the center of attention, surrounded by silent wax figures. Nell dances gracefully, her fluid movements captivating the villagers, their faces lit with amusement and wonder. Her grandfather's old violin fills the air with a lively tune, his fingers dancing across the strings with practiced ease. The scene is a vibrant tableau of music, dance, and silent observation, set against the backdrop of the eerie waxworks. Dust swirls on the sun-baked road as Quilp presses on, his relentless pursuit of Nell and her grandfather unwavering. Driven by greed, Quilp is consumed by the need to reclaim his money. Each step he takes echoes his dark resolve in the desolate landscape. The horizon seems to mock him, vast and indifferent to his bitter quest. Quilp's shadow stretches long on the road, a symbol of the darkness within him. The air crackles with tension as Quilp closes in, his obsession nearing its peak. The inn's common room is alive with whispers and the gentle clinking of mugs, a haven of secrets under dim light. In a shadowy corner sits Quilp, a grotesque figure whose beady eyes scan the room. Missing nothing, he leans into a burly local, his presence casting a long shadow over the table. Quilp's voice, a raspy whisper, carries the weight of hidden agendas and unspoken threats. Each darting glance and hushed word hints at a plot thickening in the heart of the night. Nell and her grandfather journey along a winding path through the serene countryside, sunlight dappling through the trees. A distant crackling sound hints at a gathering as they approach a group of gypsies circled around a campfire. The gypsies' warm smiles radiate hospitality, beckoning Nell and her grandfather to share their warmth. An unspoken invitation hangs in the air, promising temporary companionship and respite from the elements. The firelight dances on their faces, casting long shadows as they consider joining the welcoming strangers. The campfire crackles, casting shadows on the faces of Nell and her grandfather in the heart of the gypsy camp. Wood smoke hangs heavy in the air, mingling with the sound of gypsy laughter echoing through the night. Nell's eyes sparkle in the firelight as she shares stories with the gypsies, her laughter blending with the music. Grandfather's weathered face is etched with joy as he strums a tune, the gypsies clapping along in rhythm. The scent of roasting meat fills the air, a promise of a feast under the starlit sky. A circle of warmth and belonging surrounds Nell and her grandfather, embraced by the gypsy community. On a dusty road, Nell and her grandfather leave the vibrant wagons of the gypsies behind, their figures small against the vast landscape. Their footsteps echo softly as they journey towards an unknown destination, the road stretching endlessly before them. The sun beats down on the road, casting long shadows that dance and sway with their slow, steady pace. A sense of quiet determination fills the air as they continue, their bond a silent promise against the uncertainties ahead. The colorful wagons fade into the distance, leaving only the open road and the unwavering companionship between Nell and her grandfather. Nell and her grandfather arrive seeking solace. A beautiful old church stands majestically. The church rises against the clear blue sky. A peaceful sanctuary awaits. Nell and her grandfather enter the grand church, their figures dwarfed by the towering architecture. Sunlight streams through stained glass, painting the ancient stone floor in vibrant hues. They gaze upwards, their eyes tracing the intricate carvings and soaring arches. A sense of reverence fills the air as they wander through the sacred space. Amid weathered headstones, Nell and her grandfather find solace in the churchyard's quiet embrace. A gentle breeze whispers through ancient trees, carrying the scent of earth and flowers. Sunlight filters through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on their peaceful faces. A sense of spiritual connection washes over them, binding them to this tranquil place. Kit Nubbles walks along a dusty road, his eyes scanning the horizon. The sun beats down as he continues his search, determination etched on his face. He spots a broken twig, a sign that Nell and her grandfather passed this way. Hope flickers in his eyes as he quickens his pace, following their trail. The road stretches endlessly before him, a testament to his unwavering resolve. Flickering candlelight casts long shadows across the village inn, the air heavy with the scents of ale and wood smoke. Kit Nubbles, a young traveler with a determined gaze, steps into the dimly lit common room. Kit approaches the worn counter, the rough-hewn tables and benches, telling tales of countless nights. Leaning in, Kit addresses the barkeep, his voice carrying a note of urgency and hope. "Excuse me, friend," Kit asks, his eyes searching. "I'm looking for a young woman named Nell and her grandfather." Nell walks hand in hand with her grandfather, sunlight dappling through the trees, their laughter echoing in the serene countryside. An old woman appears, her face a roadmap of wrinkles and wisdom, blocking their path with an ominous presence. "Beware, travelers," she warns, her voice raspy with age and urgency, casting a shadow over their carefree stroll. "Danger lies ahead on this path. Turn back while you still can," the old woman warns, her eyes intense. Rain lashes the windows of a humble cottage as wind howls, a symphony of nature's fury enveloping the night. Young Nell, weary from the storm, seeks solace near her grandfather, his kind face etched with untold stories. His eyes, pools of deep reflection, hint at a past filled with trials, now offering a beacon of calm amidst chaos. In the heart of the storm, their shared shelter becomes a sanctuary of hope, resilience, and quiet companionship. Under a somber, overcast sky, Nell and her grandfather embark on a journey down a long, winding road. The harsh weather mirrors the weight of their decision to leave their cottage behind. Each step is a testament to their resilience, their figures small against the vast landscape. The road stretches endlessly, a metaphor for the uncertain future that lies ahead. Despite the grim surroundings, a shared determination binds Nell and her grandfather together. Nell and her grandfather arrive at a quaint village, their weary eyes scanning the scene. Dusty roads and tired faces hint at a long journey as they seek respite. A silent search for food and shelter begins amidst the unfamiliar surroundings. Hope flickers in their eyes as they look for a sign of welcome in the village. Inside the cluttered village shop, the air is thick with the scent of aged goods and unspoken stories. Nell, clad in worn clothes, approaches the counter, her movements betraying a palpable unease. Her hands tremble slightly as she carefully places a few trinkets on the worn wooden surface. Each item seems to carry a weight of untold value, reflecting in Nell's anxious gaze. The silence in the shop amplifies Nell's internal conflict, hanging heavy as she awaits judgment. Under a scorching sun, Nell and her grandfather walk a dusty road, their worn clothes mirroring their weary spirits. Each step is heavy, their faces etched with the bitter sting of betrayal. The endless road stretches before them, a testament to their misfortune. Dust swirls around their feet, a visual echo of their shattered hopes. Defeated, they trudge on, their silence a heavy shroud. Against the backdrop of a vast countryside, Nell and her grandfather trudge along a dusty road, their figures dwarfed by the landscape. In the distance, a vibrant caravan materializes, its lively music growing louder with each approaching step. The caravan halts near them, a burst of color against the muted tones of the countryside. Traveling performers emerge, their costumes a riot of color, and their faces radiating warmth and welcome. The narrator sets the stage. The performers offer Nell and her grandfather temporary work. Warm light spills from the tent as Nell, bright-eyed, stands beside her grandfather, faces weathered but kind. Nell's hands are a blur of color as she juggles, her laughter echoing under the canvas. Grandfather's fiddle sings a lively tune, his twinkling eyes mirroring the dancing flames of oil lamps. The audience erupts in cheers, faces lit by the spectacle, a joyful escape under the starry night. Nell and her grandfather arrive at a quaint village, the air alive with anticipation. Traveling performers unload their gear, transforming the quiet square into a vibrant stage. Colorful banners are unfurled, promising an escape from the mundane. Nell's grandfather directs with a twinkle in his eye, a seasoned showman ready to captivate. Villagers gather, their faces alight with curiosity and excitement for the spectacle to come. The stage is set, the air buzzing with the promise of magic and wonder. Inside the warm tent, lanterns cast a golden glow on Nell and her grandfather, ready to enchant. With practiced grace, they begin their performance, drawing the villagers into their world. The air buzzes with anticipation, a symphony of hushed whispers and excited glances. Wood smoke weaves through the tent, carrying the scent of stories and distant memories. Nell's eyes sparkle with youthful energy, ready to captivate the audience with every move. In the desolate field, Quilp's relentless pursuit is marked by his steady, echoing steps. The empty road stretches endlessly, mirroring the tireless chase. Quilp's shadow lengthens, a visual metaphor for his encroaching threat. Nell and her grandfather press on, their figures small against the vast landscape. Each footstep of Quilp brings him closer, intensifying the looming danger. The space between pursuer and pursued shrinks, amplifying the tension. Flickering candlelight casts long shadows across the inn's common room, thick with the odors of ale and unwashed bodies. Quilp, a grotesque dwarf, lurks at a table, his beady eyes gleaming in the dim light, a tankard clutched in his hand. The innkeeper, a burly man, wipes down the counter, his movements heavy and deliberate in the smoky air. Quilp leans in, listening intently, his face a mask of avarice and cunning as he eavesdrops. Nell, eyes wide with wonder, walks hand in hand with her grandfather, their figures small against the vast countryside. Dust swirls around their worn boots as they trudge along the path, the silence broken only by the chirping of distant birds. A lone farmer appears in the distance, toiling under the sun, his movements slow and deliberate. He pauses, straightening his back, a bead of sweat tracing a path down his weathered face as he spots the travelers. "Well now, what have we here?" "Travelers, are we?" the farmer calls, his voice carrying on the wind. "Come, rest a spell." Inside the warm farmhouse, a cozy fire casts dancing shadows, illuminating a scene of rustic hospitality. Nell and her grandfather find solace by the hearth, their faces lit by the gentle glow of the flames. The farmer and his family share stories and laughter, creating an atmosphere of genuine warmth. A sense of peace settles over the room as generations connect in the heart of the welcoming farmhouse. The crackling fire serves as a comforting backdrop to an evening filled with simple joys and shared moments. Bathed in sunlight, Nell strides across the farm, the air alive with the scent of earth and hay. She joins the farmer, their figures silhouetted against fields of gold. Nell's laughter echoes through the tranquil countryside, a melody of joy and freedom. The vast, open sky mirrors the boundless spirit of Nell as she embraces the beauty of the farm. Nell and her grandfather walk wearily along the dusty road, their figures small against the vast, indifferent landscape. Each step is a testament to their resilience, the road stretching endlessly before them, promising nothing but uncertainty. They carry the weight of their past, leaving behind the only home they've ever known. The sun beats down, casting long shadows that mirror the doubts in their hearts as they continue their journey. The air is thick with unspoken fears, each footstep echoing the loss of their farm. Hand in hand, they face an unknown future, their bond a beacon in the face of adversity. Under a serene sky, Nell and her grandfather walk toward the ancient church. Its weathered stones stand as a silent testament to centuries of faith. Their steps are slow, each carrying a burden of unspoken sorrow. Seeking solace, they approach the church, hoping to find peace within its hallowed walls. Sunlight streams through stained glass, painting the ancient church floor with vibrant colors as Nell and her grandfather enter. They wander in awe, their footsteps echoing softly, dwarfed by the soaring architecture around them. Nell's gaze lifts, tracing the intricate lines of the vaulted ceiling with childlike wonder. A shared moment of silent reverence fills the air, binding grandfather and granddaughter in the house of God. In the churchyard, Nell and her grandfather sit bathed in the warm glow of the afternoon sun, a picture of serene companionship. A gentle breeze whispers through the ancient trees, their leaves rustling like secrets in the quiet air. Distant church bells echo softly, adding to the spiritual tranquility that envelops them. Their peaceful faces reflect a deep connection to the sacred space, a shared understanding passing between them. The scene is a tableau of peace, a moment suspended in time, filled with unspoken love and quiet contemplation. Kit Nubbles, his face etched with determination, ventures onto the open road, the sun beating down, to find Nell. Each footprint in the dust is a whisper of hope, guiding him through the countryside's embrace. The road stretches, a ribbon of uncertainty, reflecting Kit's unwavering resolve. He scans the horizon, searching for any sign of Nell and her grandfather. Inside the warm village inn, shadows dance around rough tables as Kit Nubbles, cloaked in mystery, observes the weary villagers. Kit stands out amidst the common folk, a lone traveler with watchful eyes. He approaches the stout innkeeper, his face lined with curiosity. "I'm looking for a young woman, Nell, and her grandfather," Kit asks, his voice low. Kit presses on. "Have you seen them pass through here?" The innkeeper's reaction is yet to be seen, but Kit watches closely, every detail important. In a sun-drenched countryside, young Nell skips hand in hand with her grandfather, their laughter echoing in the clear air. Wildflowers bloom in vibrant hues as they approach an ancient, gnarled oak, its branches reaching like twisted fingers. Beneath the oak, a mysterious old woman sits, her face a roadmap of wrinkles, her eyes gleaming with ancient knowledge. The air crackles with unspoken warnings as the travelers approach, the scent of wildflowers tinged with foreboding. The old woman's voice cuts through the idyllic scene. "Beware, travelers. Danger lies ahead. Tread carefully, for the path you walk is fraught with peril," she warns, her gaze piercing, a silent promise of trials ahead. Rain relentlessly assaults a humble cottage, each drop a tiny hammer against the glass. Inside, Nell huddles near a crackling fireplace, seeking warmth and solace. Her grandfather watches, his weathered face etched with concern as the storm rages. They find shelter in the small cottage as the storm rages outside. Against the vast, gray sky, Nell and her grandfather trudge along the muddy road, their figures small and resolute. The wind whips around them, a relentless force carrying the threat of rain, urging them onward. Forced to leave their cottage, they continue their journey through the harsh, unforgiving weather. Nell clutches her grandfather's hand, her face pale but her spirit unwavering in the face of adversity. Dusty and worn, Nell and her grandfather arrive at the village edge, their faces etched with exhaustion. They pause, scanning the quaint village, seeking a flicker of welcome amidst the unfamiliar. The dust-laden air hangs heavy around them, a silent testament to their arduous journey. Hope and weariness mingle in their eyes as they step forward, seeking respite in the unknown village. Sunlight cuts through the dusty air of the village shop, illuminating shelves packed with jars and forgotten treasures. The heavy scent of dried herbs hangs in the air, mingling with an undercurrent of something less appealing. Nell, dressed in simple clothes, stands anxiously before the cluttered counter, her gaze fixed on the shopkeeper. Her hands tremble slightly as she pushes a small, carefully wrapped bundle towards the stout shopkeeper. The shopkeeper's eyes narrow as he examines the offering, his expression unreadable in the dim light. Under the scorching sun, Nell and her grandfather walk down a dusty road, their weary steps echoing their disappointment. Dust swirls around their worn shoes, each grain a testament to their misfortune. Their faces, etched with lines of hardship, tell a silent story of broken trust and shattered hopes. The weight of their misfortune hangs heavy in the air, a palpable burden on their shoulders. Under a blazing sun, Nell and her grandfather trudge along a dusty road, their figures small against the vast countryside. A colorful wagon rattles toward them, a team of mismatched horses kicking up dust with each step. Traveling performers, clad in vibrant costumes, extend a cheerful greeting. Greetings, travelers. Care for some company and perhaps a bit of work? The performers call out, their voices echoing. Within the vibrant tent, Nell and her grandfather command attention, their performance a beacon of light and energy in the night. Nell's bright eyes sparkle, mirroring the twinkle in her grandfather's, their bond evident under the warm lantern glow. The audience, a diverse mix of locals, is spellbound, their faces illuminated by the captivating act unfolding before them. Laughter and applause fill the tent, a testament to the performer's ability to transport their audience to another world. Nell and her grandfather arrive at the edge of a quaint village, sunlight casting long shadows as they enter. The village awakens with curious eyes as the performer's wagon rolls into the heart of the square. With practiced hands, they begin to unload their vibrant props, transforming the mundane into a stage. Nell orchestrates the setup, her movements efficient, each gesture brimming with youthful energy. A colorful banner unfurls, announcing the arrival of wonder and spectacle to the eager villagers. The stage is set, the air buzzing with anticipation for the magic about to unfold in the village. Inside a cozy tent, shadows dance on the canvas walls, lit by flickering lamplight. Nell and her grandfather command the center stage, their figures illuminated amidst the dimness. Villagers gather around, their faces alive with anticipation and mirth. Grandfather's weathered hands move with practiced grace, weaving tales of old. Nell's eyes sparkle with youthful energy, captivating her audience. Laughter echoes through the tent, binding performers and audience in shared joy. Under the scorching sun, Quilp's relentless pursuit intensifies, his shadow stretching ominously across the dusty road. Each stride brings him closer, the gap between him and his prey diminishing with cruel certainty. The sun beats down, casting long shadows that emphasize Quilp's dark determination. His eyes narrow, fixated on the figures in the distance, his pursuit growing ever more menacing. The relentless chase continues, Quilp gaining ground as Nell and her grandfather struggle onward. Flickering candlelight dances across the inn's rough tables, casting long, eerie shadows on the boisterous patrons. Quilp, a grotesque figure swallowed by gloom, lurks in a dark corner, nursing ale with beady eyes. He hunches deeper, an ominous presence, all ears, trying to catch whispers in the dimly lit common room. Shadows conceal his sinister intentions as he remains hidden, listening intently to the inn's secrets. Under the sun's harsh glare, Nell and her grandfather trudge along a dusty road, their weary bodies heavy with fatigue. A kind farmer approaches, his face etched with concern as he observes their plight. His voice, a soothing balm, cuts through the silence. "You both look like you could use a rest. And a good meal." Hope flickers in their eyes as he extends a warm invitation. "Come, my home is just over the hill." The hearth fire bathes the farmhouse in a warm glow, illuminating a scene of simple comfort and rustic charm. Nell, with her bright, curious eyes, sits beside her grandfather, their faces lit by the dancing flames. The farmer and his family offer warm smiles, their hospitality filling the cozy space with genuine kindness. In the heart of the farmhouse, the fire's embrace creates a haven of peace and familial warmth. Under a vast, open sky, Nell helps the farmer, her movements fluid and practiced amidst golden fields. She breathes deeply, the fresh country air filling her lungs as she embraces the simplicity of farm life. Sunlight bathes the idyllic countryside, casting long shadows as Nell and the farmer work side by side. Her face is radiant with the warmth of the sun and the satisfaction of honest labor. The vast expanse of the farm stretches out before them, a testament to their hard work and shared purpose. Under a vast sky, Nell and her grandfather walk a dusty road, their figures small against the landscape. The distant farm shrinks, a painful reminder of what was left behind. Weariness etches their faces, a testament to hardship. Each step is heavy, yet forward, into an uncertain future. Silent determination fuels their journey, hope flickering in their eyes. Nell and her grandfather arrive at a picturesque village, sunlight kissing the cobblestone streets. Quaint cottages line the winding streets, colorful flower boxes adorning each window. They pause at the village entrance, the serene atmosphere washing over them. A shared glance between Nell and her grandfather, a silent appreciation of the idyllic scene. Nell enters the village school, where soft daylight paints the room, illuminating rows of wooden desks. Children sit absorbed in their lessons, pencils scratching on paper, their faces reflecting the quiet industry of learning. A subtle undercurrent of longing flickers in their eyes, hinting at dreams that stretch far beyond the village borders. Each child holds a secret world within, a silent promise of adventures yet to come. Under a bright sky, a village green buzzes with life, the air filled with music and laughter of the local festival. Villagers in colorful attire dance and celebrate, their joy palpable and infectious. Nell, with wide, curious eyes, observes the vibrant scene, her youthful spirit captivated by the festivities. Her grandfather, a wise, old man, watches alongside her, a gentle smile gracing his weathered face. He shares stories of the festival's history, connecting Nell to the traditions and spirit of their community. Nell and her grandfather stand together, bathed in the warmth of belonging and shared heritage. Sunlight paints the church in vibrant hues, illuminating Nell and her grandfather amidst the congregation's heartfelt hymn. Dust motes dance in the golden light, swirling around Nell's bright eyes as she sings, her voice pure and clear. The scent of incense and old wood fills the air, a comforting aroma that speaks of generations past. Grandfather's weathered hand gently pats Nell's, a silent reassurance in the solemn atmosphere of the church. The pastor begins his prayer, his voice resonating through the hallowed space as heads bow in reverence. Nell wanders through the old village cemetery, her silhouette stretching across weathered headstones under the afternoon sun. Each step echoes through the silent rows, a solemn rhythm in the tranquil graveyard. Pausing, she traces the inscriptions, each name a whisper from the past. A contemplative expression deepens as she reflects on lives lived and gone. The weight of history settles around her, a quiet connection to generations past. Under the vast sky, Nell and her grandfather journey, their figures dwarfed by the expansive countryside. The winding path stretches before them, a promise of solace in the distance. Each step carries the weight of their past, hope etched on their faces. A silent understanding passes between them, a shared dream of tranquility. Their quest for peace continues, the horizon beckoning with the promise of a new beginning. Rain lashes against the grimy windows of the abandoned house, blurring the night into streaks of cold despair. Inside, Nell shivers, her small frame seeking warmth against the biting chill. She huddles closer to her grandfather, their shared breath misting in the frigid air. The house stands as a silent sentinel against the storm, offering meager refuge. Each drop of rain is a stark reminder of their vulnerability. The relentless cold seeps into their bones as they seek solace in the dilapidated shelter. Sunlight dapples the forest floor as Nell and her grandfather wander, dwarfed by the ancient trees. A maze of green surrounds them. Worry deepens the lines on their faces as they search. Each step is heavy with the growing realization that they are hopelessly lost. Nell scans the horizon, desperate for a landmark, a sign, anything to guide them. Her grandfather pauses, listening intently, hoping for a sound beyond the rustling leaves. The forest watches them, silent and indifferent to their plight. As shadows lengthen, deep inside the cave, Nell and her grandfather find solace. The night's chill kept at bay by their small, defiant fire. Flickering light paints the cave walls with dancing shadows, each flicker a fleeting story in their refuge. They huddle close, seeking warmth and companionship against the backdrop of the ancient stone. The fire crackles, a symphony of warmth and light, pushing back the darkness that surrounds them. In the heart of the cave, shadows writhe like spirits, each movement a silent testament to the night's mystery. The bond between Nell and her grandfather strengthens in the firelight, a beacon of hope in the dark. Against the backdrop of towering peaks, Nell and her grandfather begin their ascent, their figures dwarfed by the mountain's immensity. Their determination burns bright as they navigate the rugged, steep terrain, each step a testament to their resolve. The air thins, and the wind howls, yet they press on, undeterred by the mountain's challenges. Higher they climb, the world unfolding beneath them, a tapestry of green valleys and distant horizons. A shared glance passes between them, a silent understanding of the journey's weight and the bond that carries them. Towards the summit, they strive, two souls against the sky, united in purpose and spirit. Inside the rustic mountain hut, firelight dances on the walls, casting long, flickering shadows that seem to whisper ancient tales. Nell, eyes wide with wonder, looks up at her grandfather, his face a map of time etched with stories of the mountains. And that, Nell, is the story of the mischievous mountain spirit, grandfather says, his voice a warm rumble in the cozy space. Nell's voice rings with excitement. Wow, did you really see him, Grandpa? The hermit speaks softly. The mountains hold many secrets, child, felt only in the heart. Nell and her grandfather venture into the valley, a vibrant tapestry of wildflowers and untouched wilderness. Sunlight bathes the valley, painting the landscape in hues of gold and emerald. The air is alive with butterflies and the gentle hum of bees, undisturbed in their natural sanctuary. Nell's eyes widen, captivated by the valley's serene beauty. The village inn is alive with chatter, tankards clinking. A false sense of security pervades the warm, inviting scene. A grotesque figure, Quilp, looms, his sharp gaze slicing through the jovial crowd. Quilp's presence casts a long shadow, dampening the inn's merry atmosphere with an undercurrent of dread. His voice cuts through the noise, a chilling question hanging in the air, disrupting the inn's false peace. I am looking for a young girl, Nell, and her grandfather. Have you seen them? Quilp asks, his eyes glinting. A hush falls as villagers exchange uneasy glances, suddenly aware of the darkness that has entered their midst. Kit Nubbles strides through the open countryside, his face set with grim determination. The vast fields stretch before him, a landscape as unforgiving as his resolve. Each step is fueled by a burning desire to reunite Nell and her grandfather. He presses on, undeterred by the distance, his hope a beacon in the wilderness. London awaits, but his heart is set on this rescue, this act of redemption. In a flashback, Kit Nubbles smiles wistfully, lost in memories within the old curiosity shop. His eyes sparkle, reflecting cherished moments with Nell and her grandfather. The shop overflows with antique objects, each whispering forgotten tales. Sunlight streams through dusty windows, illuminating the silent stories. Kit meticulously polishes a small, ornate music box, a tender expression on his face. The air is thick with nostalgia, each item a fragment of a bygone era. Under the scorching sun, Nell and her grandfather trudge along a dusty road, their figures small against the vast landscape. A distant splash of color breaks the monotony, a traveling circus, its tents promising escape and wonder. Lively, music drifts on the breeze, an irresistible siren call drawing them closer to the spectacle. Welcomed into the vibrant chaos, Nell's eyes widen at the performers, a world of magic unfolding. For a fleeting moment, they are part of the troupe, embraced by the warmth and camaraderie of the circus family. Laughter and gasps fill the air as Nell experiences the enchantment, a memory etched against the backdrop of the open road. Vibrant spotlights illuminate the circus tent, casting shadows on the sawdust floor as Nell and her grandfather prepare to perform. Nell, with her bright eyes, stands poised alongside her weathered grandfather, ready to begin their captivating act. The duo launches into a display of breathtaking acrobatics, their movements fluid and precise under the bright lights. Gasps and applause erupt from the enraptured audience, their eyes glued to Nell and her grandfather's charming performance. Nell and her grandfather arrive, their circus promising a burst of color against the quiet village backdrop. With practiced hands, they unfurl vibrant tents and banners, transforming the square into a spectacle. A once peaceful village now buzzes with anticipation as the circus breathes life into its heart. The air crackles with excitement, promising a day where dreams and reality dance under the big top. Inside the vibrant circus tent, laughter and excited chatter fill the air as Nell stands beside her grandfather. Nell's bright eyes sparkle with mischief, a stark contrast to her grandfather's kind face, etched with years of stories. The villagers' faces are lit with pure joy, their eyes wide with wonder. The duo stands center stage, ready to transport the crowd to a world of dreams and illusion. A symphony of light and sound envelops the tent as the performance begins, promising a night of unforgettable magic. Quilp's relentless pursuit intensifies under the vast, indifferent sky, his shadow stretching long on the sun-baked road. The distance closes, each step driven by Quilp's burning obsession. Nell and her grandfather are getting closer. The road winds ahead, promising a collision of fates under the unforgiving gaze of day. In the dim-lit inn, Quilp lurks at a corner table, his beady eyes glinting with dark interest as he listens to a burly man. Quilp asks, his voice low and raspy, "So, you say they passed through here? An old man and a young girl?" The man nods. "I headed north. Seemed troubled," the old man did. Quilp's eyes gleam, a cruel smile forming, desperate and well-paying, a delightful combination. Under a vast sky, Nell and her grandfather trudge along a sun-baked road, their figures etched with weariness and hunger. A lone shepherd appears on the horizon, his flock a peaceful contrast to their struggle. The shepherd's voice breaks the silence, a beacon of hope in their journey. "You look weary, friends." His eyes filled with concern, he extends an offer. "Are you in need of food and shelter?" Inside the shepherd's hut, a warm glow dances with long shadows, embracing Nell and her grandfather by the hearth. The hearth's flames cast a gentle, inviting light on their faces, revealing stories etched in time. Wood smoke and the aroma of freshly baked bread fill the air, a comforting symphony of simple pleasures. The scene is a testament to the shepherd's boundless generosity, a haven against the night's chill. In the quiet of the night, the hut radiates warmth, a beacon of hospitality and shared stories. Nell strides through the field, a symphony of green and gold under the vast, open sky. The shepherd smiles warmly as Nell lends a hand, their figures silhouetted against the sunlit grass. Sunlight warms Nell's face as she breathes in the crisp air, a sense of freedom washing over her. She guides the flock, her movements fluid and confident amidst the bleating sheep. The countryside unfolds around her, an endless canvas of rolling hills and distant horizons. Nell laughs, the sound echoing through the fields, a pure expression of joy and contentment. Nell and her grandfather trudge along the sun-baked road, their silhouettes stark against the endless horizon. Dust swirls around their worn shoes as they carry all they own. Each step is a testament to their resilience, their faces etched with determination and a hint of weariness. The shepherd's hut shrinks behind them, a fading memory of a life now gone. They press on, two small figures against the monumental landscape, their journey unfolding with each stride. Under the scorching sun, Nell and her grandfather journey toward a remote village, their figures small against the vast landscape. Dust billows from the road as they approach, the promise of respite drawing them forward. The village appears, a cluster of buildings shimmering in the heat, a beacon of hope for weary travelers. Nell shields her eyes, the harsh sunlight reflecting off the dusty path, each step a testament to their endurance. A silent pact between them, they press on, the allure of rest propelling them into the unknown village. Sunlight streams through stained glass, painting the silent village church in vibrant hues. Nell seeks refuge within the ancient stone walls, a haven of peace. The scent of aged wood and candle wax fills the air, a comforting embrace. Soft light illuminates the ornate carvings, whispers of forgotten stories. In quiet contemplation, Nell finds solace amid the church's timeless beauty. Sunlight dapples the ancient trees of the village cemetery, casting shadows on weathered stones, where Nell tends to the graves. With quiet grace, she moves among the silent markers, her touch gentle as she clears fallen leaves. Fresh flowers bloom in her hands, a vibrant contrast to the somber stones, each petal a whisper of remembrance. A sense of peace settles over Nell as she connects with memories, finding solace in this quiet communion. The cemetery breathes with life and memory. Nell, a guardian of stories etched in stone, bathed in golden light. Sunlight floods the village schoolhouse, illuminating rows of eager young faces turned towards the front. Nell, her face radiating kindness, stands beside the schoolteacher, a beacon of gentle guidance in the simple classroom. With a soft voice, Nell guides a student's hand, helping him form letters on the slate. She moves among the children, a nurturing presence offering help and sharing her knowledge. The children look up to Nell with admiration, their eyes reflecting her warmth and wisdom. A sense of quiet inspiration fills the room as Nell's influence gently shapes the young minds. Sunlight warms the village green as Nell and her grandfather settle onto a weathered bench, a silent bond between them. Children's laughter bursts through the air, a symphony of joy echoing across the green. Little figures dart and weave, their game of tag painting a vibrant scene of youthful energy. Nell's eyes crinkle with warmth, reflecting the pure delight of the children's carefree play. Her grandfather's smile deepens, a quiet contentment spreading across his aged face. The joyful shrieks fade into a gentle hum, a perfect day unfolding in the heart of the village. Inside the modest village home, a fire crackles warmly, casting dancing shadows that flicker across the worn walls. Young Nell stands close to her grandfather, their figures silhouetted against the firelight, both weary yet grateful. The hearth's glow illuminates their faces, etched with lines of hardship but softened by the fire's gentle embrace. A sense of quiet resilience fills the room, a haven of warmth and gratitude amidst the night's darkness. The crackling fire whispers tales of survival and hope, binding Nell and her grandfather in a shared moment of peace. Nell and her grandfather are dwarfed by the expansive countryside, bathed in the sun's golden embrace. Vibrant greens and earthy browns paint the landscape as they meander through the open fields. They pause, captivated by the delicate beauty of a wildflower. A gentle breeze whispers through the tall grass, a symphony of nature's secrets. Time seems to stand still as they share a moment of quiet connection amidst the vastness. The world unfolds around them, a tapestry of natural wonders waiting to be discovered. Sunlight cuts through the grimy windows of the old mill, illuminating dust motes in the silent air. Nell, a young girl with bright eyes, cautiously enters the mill, her gaze curious and alert. Her grandfather follows, his face a roadmap of stories etched by time and experience. The air hangs heavy with the scent of damp wood and forgotten memories, a palpable embrace of the past. An unexpected sense of peace settles over the scene, contrasting with the decaying machinery and silent walls. On a sun-drenched riverbank, Nell and her grandfather sit in quiet companionship, their faces turned towards the flowing water. Sunlight glints off the river's surface, a dazzling dance of light and shadow. The gentle murmur of the river fills the air, a soothing backdrop to their peaceful moment. Nell's hand gently brushes against her grandfather's, a silent exchange of affection and shared memories. A serene tableau of familial love unfolds against the backdrop of nature's tranquil beauty. Inside the village home, a heavy silence hangs as Nell's strength visibly wanes, her fragility growing more apparent each day. Shadows lengthen across her face, etching deeper lines of exhaustion as she rests, a mere whisper of her former self. The dim light catches on her pale skin, highlighting the stark reality of her declining health. Each breath seems a struggle, a fragile echo in the otherwise quiet room, marking time slipping away. A palpable sense of sorrow permeates the air, an unspoken acknowledgement of Nell's fading presence. Nell walks through the village cemetery, each step measured, each breath a soft echo in the stillness. Weathered headstones stand as silent witnesses to lives lived and stories faded. She pauses, her gaze drifting over names etched in stone, a faint, knowing smile gracing her lips. The sun casts long shadows, as if the earth itself is preparing for twilight. A gentle breeze whispers through the trees, carrying the scent of earth and remembrance. Nell accepts her fate, her heart filled with peace amidst the solemn beauty. Sunlight floods the village home, illuminating dust motes dancing like tiny stars. Nell embraces her grandfather, a warm, lingering hug filled with unspoken gratitude. The sunlight catches the subtle lines etched on his face, each telling a story. "I love you, Grandpa. Thank you for everything," Nell whispers, her voice thick with emotion. The hug deepens, a silent promise of enduring love and shared memories. In the village cemetery, a somber scene unfolds as Nell is laid to rest. Mourners gather, their faces etched with grief, a circle of love and loss. Tears glisten as heartfelt tributes echo through the tranquil cemetery. Sunlight filters through the trees, casting long shadows on the mourners, a poignant farewell to Nell, surrounded by those who cherished her memory. Sunlight pierces stained glass, illuminating dust motes, as mournful organ music echoes through the village church. Rows of villagers fill the pews, their faces etched with deep grief. A simple wooden coffin rests at the altar, adorned with wildflowers. The heavy atmosphere is filled with sorrow and remembrance for the departed. Each villager holds onto memories as sunlight warms the solemn gathering. Under a somber sky, villagers gather on the green, their faces etched with grief. A hushed reverence fills the air as they exchange stories of Nell, their voices soft with love. Each shared memory paints a vivid picture of Nell's impact on their close-knit community. The green, usually a place of joy, now echoes with the quiet sorrow of a village united in loss. In the dimly lit London flat, Kit Nubbles stands, his face a canvas of sorrow and resolve. The weight of his long search hangs heavy in the air, the silence amplifying the untold story. He finds Nell's grandfather, the culmination of his quest now a stark reality. He pauses, the impending words a heavy burden about to break the fragile peace. He steels himself, opening his mouth to deliver the crushing news of Nell's death. In the village cemetery, Nell's grandfather shuffles among the gravestones, a solitary figure amidst the silent stones. He pauses at a freshly turned plot, the raw earth a stark testament to recent loss. Grief carves deep lines into his weathered face as he stares at Nell's headstone. The cold stone bears her name, a silent echo of the life now buried beneath. Sunbeams cut through the dusty air of the old curiosity shop, illuminating a world of forgotten treasures. The scent of aged paper hangs heavy, each object whispering tales of times long past. Memories of Nell linger in the air, her gentle spirit woven into the very fabric of the shop. The shop reopens, a sanctuary of stories waiting to be rediscovered. Kit Nubbles walks slowly through the swaying grass, the wind whispering through the distant trees. He approaches a simple headstone, weathered and worn, standing silently against the vast sky. This is Nell's grave, a place of quiet remembrance in the heart of the countryside. Kit kneels, his hand gently caressing the cool, smooth stone. The sun casts long, melancholic shadows, painting the peaceful scene with hues of sorrow and reflection. A solemn moment of connection between Kit and the memory of Nell. Under the watchful gaze of the heavens, soft light spills from the village home, painting long shadows that sway with the trees, a silent testament to memories held within. Inside, the family gathers, their faces a canvas of sorrow and loving remembrance, each lost in the quiet chambers of their hearts. Private memories of Nell flicker across their faces, each a silent echo of laughter and love, now softly fading in the night. The warm glow embraces them, a comforting shroud against the chilling winds of absence, binding them in shared grief and enduring love. Sunlight bathes the village cemetery, casting long shadows across weathered tombstones. Amidst the silent stones, Nell's grave stands adorned with vibrant flowers. Each bloom whispers tales of her enduring legacy. A gentle breeze stirs the petals, carrying their fragrance into the tranquil air. The flowers create a vibrant contrast against the aged stone. A peaceful memorial stands as a testament to her life.